Mhm.
Okay. We're live.
You ready? Should we start it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start it. Hi, everyone. Welcome everybody to join our weekly virtual meditation led by Norm. He's been leading this meditation over a year. We have one new friend, Grazilla. Welcome you.
Yeah.
I know you're from East Coast. You stay late. Thank you so much. Okay, so every week we have different topic. Norm will do a little bit lecture about 20-30 minutes, and then we'll go into meditation. So whole session will be about 1 hour. So tonight's topic is empathy. Here we go, Norm. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you, Tian. Welcome. Greetings and gratitude, everybody. Our premise is that heart-centered collective action raises vibrations, lifts energy, and strengthens immune response when our inner worlds and our outer worlds are aligned and we bring this unified field into concerted action with others, we can shape reality. Just a word about meditation. Just find a comfortable place. We'll mute everyone once we start, and you can turn off your video if you like, but there's no pressure, no right or wrong way. It's mostly just working with the breath and the breath cycle and tuning into the guided words. We're going to set our intentions. We'll have a discussion, chakra balancing, a guided relaxation. We'll do the meditation and then a brief conversation afterwards. There is a new moon as of last night. A few new moon basics. It's the astrological counterpoint to a full moon. New moons happen when the moon is not illuminated by the sun from our perspective here on Earth. And new moons traditionally present a chance to get clear on long-term dreams, goals, and big picture projects. And in order to lock them in, you can practice a ritual like opening up to a therapist or a loved one, or journaling, lighting a candle, or doing a visualization practice. It's an opportunity to tell the universe what you want. And this new moon also, it serves as the first page of a whole new chapter in your life that will end when there's a corresponding full moon in the same sign, in this case, Cancer. In this case, December 29th, 2021, when there's a full moon in Cancer, you might write down what you've been reflecting on and around the new moon, and then circle back in 6 months, see what's happened. So setting intentions are important. It's like giving the GPS coordinates so you know how to get there and when you have arrived. Our intention is to lean into awareness and share a safe, loving space, making room for wellness, for healing for ourselves, for our loved ones, friends, and all of humanity, and directing energy toward an end to the current social, political, and health struggles. We vow to stay in a place of love for the next hour. Everyone now take just a brief moment and set your own personal intention. Okay, so empathy. Plato said the highest form of knowledge is empathy, for it requires us to suspend our egos and live in another one's world. Well, what is the difference between empathy and sympathy? According to Hodges and Myers in the Encyclopedia of Social Psychology, empathy is often defined as understanding another person's experience by imagining oneself in that other person's situation. One understands the other person's experience as if it were being experienced by the self, but without the self actually experiencing it. A distinction is maintained between self and other. Now, sympathy, in contrast, involves the experience of being moved by or responding in tune with another person. That's a subtle distinction, but an important one. Empathy is a broad concept that refers to the cognitive and emotional reactions of an individual to the observed experiences of another. Having empathy increases the likelihood of helping others and showing compassion. According to the Greater Good Science Center, a research institute that studies the psychology, sociology, and neuroscience of well-being, empathy is a building block of morality. for people to follow the golden rule. That's do unto others as they would do unto you. It helps if they can put themselves in someone else's shoes. They further note that it's also a key ingredient of successful relationships because it helps us understand the perspectives, needs, and intentions of others. Researchers distinguish between two types of empathy, especially in social psychology. Empathy can be categorized as an emotional or cognitive response. Emotional empathy consists of three separate components. The first is feeling the same emotion as another person. The second component, personal distress, refers to one's own feelings of distress in response to perceiving another's plight. The third emotional component, feeling compassion for another person, is the one most frequently associated with the study of empathy in psychology. It is important to note that feelings of distress associated with emotional empathy don't necessarily mirror the emotions of the other person. Hodges and Myers note that while empathetic people feel distress when someone falls, they aren't in the same physical pain. And this type of empathy is especially relevant when it comes to discussions of compassionate human behavior. There is a positive correlation between feeling empathetic concern and being willing to help others. The second type of empathy is cognitive empathy. This refers to how well an individual can perceive and understand the emotions of another. Cognitive empathy, also known as empathetic accuracy, involves having more complete and accurate knowledge about the contents of another person's mind, including how the person feels. Cognitive empathy is more like a skill. Humans learn to recognize and understand others' emotional state as a way to process emotions and behavior. While it's not clear exactly how humans experience empathy, there's a growing body of research on the topic. Just like with hypnotherapy, as our measurement devices get more accurate and detailed, we can understand the processes that are going on in the brain. Now, the word empathy comes from the German Einfühlung. I hope I didn't butcher that, which literally translates as feeling into. Throughout the ages, empathy has attracted the attention of thinkers in many fields of study, but only recently has empathy experienced a serious comeback, signaled by the advent of social neuroscience. This is a field constituting a melding of social psychology and cognitive neuroscience. Empathy is found center stage in a large body of social neuroscience research. So far, there doesn't seem to be a definitive consensus on how we empathize with others, but there are two prominent theories on the table that try to explain the phenomenon of empathy. The first one, called simulation theory, proposes that empathy is possible because when we see another person experiencing an emotion, we simulate or represent that same emotion in ourselves so we can know firsthand what it feels like. In fact, there's some preliminary evidence of so-called mirror neurons in humans that fire during both the observation and experience of actions and emotions. And there are even parts of the brain in the medial prefrontal cortex, responsible for higher level kinds of thought, that show overlap of activation for both self-focused and other-focused thoughts and judgments. On an intuitive level, simulation theory makes sense because it seems glaringly obvious that in order to understand what another person is feeling, I can simply pretend as if I were feeling the same thing. Despite its intuitive appeal, simulation theory has to be tested to see what evidence exists for it in the brain. Western medicine, they want to describe and measure everything, right? It's not enough to feel it. The other proposed theory that attempts to explain empathy, which some researchers think completely opposes simulation theory, is known as theory of mind. The ability to understand what another person is thinking and feeling based on rules for how one should think and feel. Research exploring theory of mind became very popular in clinical work on autism. The basic finding showing that autistic individuals cannot effectively represent or explain the mental states of another. Empathy seems to arise over time as part of the human development, and it also has roots in evolution. In fact, elementary forms of empathy have been observed in our primate relatives, in dogs, and even in rats, the Greater Good Science Center has indicated. From a developmental perspective, humans begin exhibiting signs of empathy in social interactions during the second and third years of life. According to an article by Jean Desity, the neurodevelopment of empathy in humans, there's compelling evidence that prosocial behaviors such as altruistic helping emerge early in childhood. Infants as young as 12 months of age begin to comfort victims of distress, and 14 to 18-month-old children display spontaneous, unrewarded helping behaviors. While both environmental and genetic influences shape a person's ability to empathize, we tend to have the same level of empathy throughout our lives with no age-related decline. And it's true that we likely feel empathy due to this evolutionary advantage. Empathy probably evolved in the context of the parental care that characterizes all mammals. Signaling their state through smiling and crying, human infants urge their caregiver to take action. Females who responded to their offspring's needs out-reproduced those who were cold and distant, according to these studies. This may explain gender differences in human empathy, or at least the feminine predilection toward empathy. And this suggests we have a natural predisposition to developing empathy. However, social and cultural factors strongly influence where, how, and to whom it is expressed. Empathy is something we develop over time and in relationship to our social environment, finally becoming such a complex response that it's hard to recognize its origin in simpler responses such as body mimicry and emotional contagion, according to the researchers. In the field of psychology, empathy is a central concept. From a mental health perspective, those who have high levels of empathy are more likely to function well in society, reporting larger social circles and more satisfying relationships. Empathy is vital in building successful interpersonal relationships of all types, in the family unit, workplace, and beyond. Lack of empathy, therefore, is one indication of conditions like antisocial personality disorder or narcissistic personality disorder. In addition, for mental health professionals such as therapists, having empathy for clients is an important part of successful treatment. Whether it's watching a friend get a paper cut or staring at a photo of a child refugee, observing someone else's suffering can evoke a deep sense of distress and sadness, almost as if it's happening to us. Most people see empathy as a good thing. Thinking about the absence of empathy conjures up an image of perhaps a cold-blooded killer or ruthless con artist with no regard for others' emotions or well-being. And indeed, a long line of studies have shown that empathy can evoke pro-social behavior. And some of the earliest experiments were conducted in the 90s by social psychologist Daniel Batson, one of the leaders of empathy research, and his colleagues. In one study, they asked participants to imagine how a person from a stigmatized group, such as a person with AIDS, maybe a homeless man, even a convicted murderer, was feeling, finding that this experimental manipulation could improve attitudes towards such individuals. Other groups have also shown that feeling empathy can help reduce the will to harm others and improve intergroup relations. Considerable evidence supports the idea that empathetic concern motivates helping, directed toward reducing the empathy-inducing need, and researchers say. In fact, many novels were written with the goal of inducing concern for the outgroup members by putting the reader in their shoes. Often what the writers are trying to do is create this caring for, this valuing of others' welfare to induce concern. The reader knows it's fictitious character, but those feelings can then generalize to others. Interesting how it extrapolates. While empathy can be a strong motivator for morally good or altruistic behavior, its influence can surprisingly also go in the opposite direction. The notion that empathy is not always a force for good was recently popularized by psychologist Paul Bloom at Yale with widely discussed pieces of popular media outlets like the New Yorker and the Boston Review, and a recent book, Against Empathy. Bloom's central argument is that empathy, which he defines as feeling what other people feel, is not the best guide for making moral decisions. Of course, that's kind of a black or white discussion. Most of us would welcome feeling empathetic outside of the moral equation. But nevertheless, I always try and include both sides of the coin. And there is a camp that believes that empathy can not always be a good thing if it clouds our judgment in a moral consideration. So does empathy make us do good or bad? Some studies suggest neither. One meta-analysis of empathy and aggression studies at the University of Minnesota revealed that there's virtually no relationship between having low empathy and being malicious across various types of aggression, including verbal, physical, and sexual attacks. Turns out that if you want to know how likely you are to help people or give to charity or be a good person, knowing how empathetic you are will tell them very little, according to this research. I don't know, sounds counterintuitive to me, but because I believe empathy is a powerful tool. And, but the question is, if there's two camps, how do we harness its power for good? I don't think the camp that believes that it's not always good believes it can't be good, but nevertheless, if there's two sides of the coin, how can we harness it for good? Most of us think empathy has as an automatic, uncontrollable response to the pain and distress of those around us. Experimental evidence from infant and animal studies suggests that empathy is innate. It's within us. Babies will cry when they hear other babies crying, and rats will help free a fellow rat trapped in a cage without training or the promise of a reward. So classical conditioning is not necessary to be present. Recent evidence, however, suggests that we can regulate how much empathy we feel. There was a social psychologist at Stanford that found that when people believe empathy is under their control, they're more likely to empathize even in difficult situations, such as responding to someone with opposing sociological or political views, or listening to emotional stories by someone from a racial outgroup or some other clique. It turns out that simply believing that empathy is something that you can change seems to get people to put more effort into empathizing. So, to the extent that we have some control over it, and that we can modulate it, leads us to participate in it more frequently, especially in cases when empathy might not naturally help people doing the right thing for the right thing's sake, and not necessarily some personal gain. Some tips on how to practice empathy. Listen, truly listen. We have two ears and one mouth. Pretty sure the design is intended for us to listen more than we talk. You can quiet your mind and heart to receive what the person is saying to you, either verbally or through body language. Last meditation, we did third eye chakra and intuition. And this is one case where using your intuition and leaning into those gut responses are really helpful. Try to visualize the world being described to you and reflect on how you would feel or act if you were in that place. Role playing with yourself, playing each person can help. This can be beneficial in dealing with negative feelings that you may have towards someone. You can even, set up two chairs and switch back and forth between the chairs. Kind of elaborate, I know, but when you're stuck in a difficult situation with someone who's part of your life that you can't just ignore, sometimes it's helpful to role play and work through these things to gain perspective. It can be a powerful way to come to peace with someone with whom, for whatever reason, you're unable to meet with face-to-face. Another thing is play devil's advocate. Make it a regular practice to examine another's point of view, even when you know that it's unlikely to change your own point of view. What it might do, however, is allow you to change your perception of that person and be more compassionate toward them. Detach and let go. Empathy is difficult because of the emotional investment it requires. And we all know empaths who, sometimes have a hard time distinguishing between their feelings and the feelings of others. It can be difficult. So it can help to approach the experience with a sense of detachment. Learn to let go quickly once the encounter is over. This is easier said than done, I know, but it's possible with some practice. Many of us are able to express sympathy readily. Empathy can be harder. It's funny, though, that like most of the really important things in life, we're rarely taught how to practice empathy. An amazing thing about empathy is that it facilitates forgiveness. When you are willing to enter the world of someone else you do not get along with, amazing things can happen. Now, I believe empathy is the path to following one of the most challenging commands in all of religion and spirituality, which is love your enemies. So just take a moment, lean in to your intuition and to truly love others, try and understand them and empathize with them. So that's empathy. Now we're going to move into chakra balancing. And chakras are wheels of energy throughout the body. There are 7 main chakras which align the spine, starting from the base of the spine through to the crown of the head. To visualize a chakra in the body, imagine a swirling wheel of energy where matter and consciousness meet. This invisible healing energy, called prana, is vital life force, much like qi in traditional Chinese medicine, which keeps us vibrant, healthy, and alive. When our chakras are open and well balanced, we feel healthy, fresh, and capable. Awareness to which of our chakras are out of balance is key to aligning them. Our bodies are in constant flux between balance and imbalance. As we practice tuning in to and balancing our chakras, we can become more aware of imbalance and focus our attention appropriately. The heart chakra is the middlemost energy center in the body, located right at the chest in the center. It's the chakra that serves as the bridge between the lower chakras, which are more physical in nature, and the upper chakras, which are more spiritual. The heart chakra is the energy center of love. This is where we feel unconditional as well as romantic love. The heart chakra is called anahata in Sanskrit. Due to its location, it affects the physical heart, the lungs, and the thymus gland. This energy center sits in the middle of the chest, right in the center of the breastbone. The heart chakra is not your physical heart, rather it is the energy center located very near to the heart. A balanced heart center means you feel connected to everything around you and everyone. You have a sense of empathy and compassion for others. Others around you feel acceptance from you without reservation. You have a great capacity to appreciate beauty in the world. You love freely with no strings attached. You truly love yourself. An unbalanced heart chakra can arise at any time. Traumatic events from past or present can also hinder this energy center in your body. Lack of caring for your body through being sedentary, smoking, drinking, too much alcohol, eating bad foods can all also contribute to blocked heart chakra. If you're feeling disconnected from others, misunderstood, or have a lack of caring for others or a lack of compassion, there's a good chance your heart chakra isn't balanced. Still, you may avoid socializing with others. In fact, you might have social anxiety, and perhaps you hold grudges and tend not to trust others. So let's step into the heart chakra now. Close your eyes or cap them halfway with a soft, unfocused gaze. Bring your awareness to the breath. Notice the rise and fall of the chest, the natural rhythm of breathing, and sit with the breath for a few moments. If you find your thoughts wandering, gently come back to this heart chakra meditation. Thoughts are okay. Let them come. Welcome them. Gently let them go by coming back to this meditation. Be kind to yourself. Back to the breath. Notice the natural rhythm. Breathe in deeply, first into your diaphragm and then into your chest. Inhale as much as you can. Slowly begin to release the air, starting with your chest, then your belly. Do this for 2 more breaths. Bring your attention to the root of your being, the base of the spine. A tiny ball of red energy spins there. See this energy center as a red pin of light. Allow this light to grow and surround your body. Move up a few inches to just below the navel, your creative center. An orange light spins there. It is the size of a pin. As you inhale, allow this orange light to grow to the size of a marble, and then even bigger to surround your body. Moving above the belly button, a tiny yellow light spins. It is the light of your self-motivation and destiny. As you inhale, grow this yellow light to surround your chest, followed by the entire body. Now bring your attention to the heart, the area in the center of your chest. A tiny green light spins there. This light is unconditional love. On your next inhale, grow this light to the size of your heart. This green light fills your heart. On the exhale, breathe out this light into the space around you. This light grows to surround your whole body. Inhale again, this light of love. It fills your heart and chest. It infuses your whole being with the light of compassion, empathy, and connection. Continue to breathe in and out with this green light in and all around you for a couple of breaths. Your self-love increases. Your love and empathy for others begins to increase. Your appreciation for all that is good infuses you with more loving energy. Through this green light, you see the world as a beautiful place, and you see the beauty in yourself. Your wisdom grows. Your connection to yourself and to those around you increases. You feel your judgment of others diminishing, replaced by understanding and love. Keep your breathing normal. In a moment, I will guide you through a few slower breaths before beginning to chant the word Yam. You can chant silently, whisper, or say the word aloud. Yam resonates with the heart chakra, awakening and strengthening it. As you breathe, bring the air into your belly. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale to chant. Yam. Inhale to chant. Yam. Inhale to chant. Yam. 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 Let your breathing return to normal. The deep green light still surrounds you. All the areas in and around the heart space are infused with this beautiful light. Each breath you take is love, compassion, and empathy. Repeat each of the following affirmations silently or aloud after it is spoken. I am connected to others and to the earth. I am love. I have empathy for others. I give love and receive love. My heart is open. I feel grateful. I love myself and others. I see beauty in all people and all around me. I am compassionate. I feel profound joy in my life. I accept myself just as I am. I am surrounded by love. Take a couple moments in silence as you continue to keep this healing light energized. As you breathe, ribbons of this beautiful green light weave in and around your heart space, in the space around you, infusing everything with love, compassion, and empathy. And now that you're comfortable, I'd like you to gently close your eyes if you haven't already done so, and focus your attention on the sound of my voice. As you listen now, I'd like you to become aware of your body and how your clothes feel against your skin. You imagine feeling completely relaxed. Just let go of all the tension in your muscles around your body. Paying attention to your breathing can help you relax more. This is your own special time that you've set aside just for you. You don't need to be anywhere. do anything. Just concentrate on your breathing and allow those muscles to relax. Any sounds you may hear around you only add to take you deeper and deeper, knowing that you can return to your normal state of consciousness at any time if you need to. But right here, you're safe, supported, and relaxed. Sooner or later, you'll find yourself wondering about going into an even deeper state of relaxation. And you may do that suddenly or gradually. As you do this, you feel your body becoming heavier and heavier as every muscle in your body begins to let go as you sink deeper and deeper into this wonderful feeling of peace and tranquility. Your body's comfortable and knows that it is safe and supported. And I wonder if you'll allow yourself to truly let go as you go deeper and deeper into relaxation. And would you now like to imagine the beautiful ocean as you stand on the beach, looking out at the miles and miles of open water? The water goes on until it reaches the horizon, where you know it continues to ebb and flow. You hear the gentle rhythm of the tide as the waves softly fold into themselves as they reach the shoreline. This continuous movement is ever flowing, effortlessly. The soothing sounds are all around you. And I want you to notice how your breathing is in time with the waves now. The continual ebb and flow, taking you deeper and deeper. You can feel the heat of the sun on your body. And as you stand there on the beach, notice the colors of the ocean in front of you. Notice the way the sunlight dances on the surface of the water. I wonder, is the ocean pale blue, mottled green, deep blue, or perhaps turquoise? Notice all the different hues of the deep ocean as the colors merge and join each other, calling you to join them and become part of the sea. The texture of the sand underneath your feet is warm and smooth. You become aware of your feet gradually sinking deeper and deeper into the soft sand. You walk slowly into the water, first up to your shins and then over your knees. And as you do this, you release any tension left there. Any tension can be left on the beach as you focus your mind on allowing that cool water to spread a deep sense of relaxation throughout your body. Stepping up to your thighs now, and all the time breathing out that deep sense of relaxation and freedom of being in the cool water. I wonder if you'll allow yourself to gently fall into the sea feeling the healing energy reaching every part of your body, experiencing the thrill of the cool water easing away all tensions in your body as it ripples across your skin, covering every part of your body. You're safe and supported. You begin to swim, and with every stroke that you take, it takes you deeper and deeper into relaxation. You're now one with the ocean. You're peaceful and deeply relaxed. The sea is cradling you, lulling you into a deep state of relaxation. As you lie there in a deep state of relaxation, I want you to harness the power and strength of the ocean. Experience now the way the sea constantly repairs itself, enabling it to heal from within. The sea believes its power to heal. Now I want you, like the sea, to believe in your power to heal. So let your mind go. Let it wander just as it will. And for a short while, you'll not hear my voice. But when I speak again, you'll know that it's time to go on a meditative journey. You're now at your own level of relaxation, only aware of your thoughts and my voice now. Meet your higher self and prepare for a meditative journey. Take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Notice when you feel a spiral of vivid green energy going into your heart space and moving through your entire body. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Notice when you feel a spiraling energy expanding your lungs and warming your body. And notice when you feel yourself getting lighter, and continue breathing. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling any tension or stress. Notice how your heart space is expanding and a powerful sense of love is moving through you. Notice that now. And notice how your body is connecting with all of your fellow humans and all of the healing angels. Notice the sense of forgiveness that they're pouring into your body right now. And notice how easy it is to pour it in without any resistance, feeling your vibration lifting. Notice how your heart space expands. Notice the sensation that you're feeling in your body that is increasing. And breathe. Now notice how all of these powerful energies are swirling around you, moving into your body, creating vibrations as they move into your muscles, into your joints, your organs. And notice how that spiraling energy is connecting you to the universal love collective. This connection to the universal love collective raises your energy, increases your vibration, and in connecting you to your human brothers and sisters, stagnation and blockages that you've been experiencing fall away, being replaced by unconditional love and compassion, building a force for ascension. Notice the energy being released and being replaced by forgiveness and unconditional love, expelling out all of the energy that needs to come out of your body right now. It needs to come out so that your system can optimize even stronger. You are creating a greater wellspring of love and vitality, rejuvenation and empowerment, so that your body and your heart space is encasing itself with strong, powerful, internal and external energy that is simultaneously supporting each other and keeping you harmoniously well and filled with love, compassion, expanding the positive aspects of the human collective vibration. Notice the sensation now that is building stronger and stronger and stronger still in your body. And notice how your ability to experience and even control your empathy is expanding. Notice how a warm green energy is moving around your body like a ribbon that's weaving in and out of your body. And this green ribbon is moving around you, creating such strong karmic protection of your mind, body, and spirit from any injuries or hurt or anything on the outside that could cause any difficulty to your connection. And as it weaves around, you notice how much more loving, connected, compassionate, and empathetic you feel. Become aware of how the energy is fluttering off of your body and going up higher and higher to higher fields of energy. So high that the vibrations are getting stronger and stronger. And you can feel the momentum of karmic love, empathy, and connectedness moving through your being. And that love and empathy consciousness is taking over your body right now. Notice the sensations and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Give yourself permission to allow this energy to surge through your system in waves, moving through your DNA, your RNA, communicating to your soul, letting it know of everything that is affecting your mind. Understand that right now this empathetic energy is being transmuted into wisdom that is pouring into your being, communicating information to your soul to connect you to all humans in unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding. Accept that this information includes loving awareness of all information stored on this planet, leading you to human connection and empathy, understanding and compassion, which is now creating a safe karmic veil of protection, of love and connection that's moving into your heart chakra now. Embrace this universal connection. Embrace unconditional love, and you will transcend fear to experience karmic rejuvenation, power, strength, and sustainability for ascension into the higher dimension now encompassing the earth. Become aware of the vibrational waves that are moving through you. And as you do, notice how you lift up higher and higher. And as you lift higher and higher, all the density of the earth plane is dropping away from you that has caused stress or anxiety, fear or difficulty. And you're being cleansed and cleared with this spinning green energy that is moving and scrubbing all of that out of your body and creating a vessel of connectedness and unconditional love. A powerful energy in your body of homeostasis and balance and harmony. And your whole body is vibrating with knowing, understanding, love, compassion, and connection. This energy is spinning around you like a whirlpool, moving around you. Notice how it feels to be swept into that eddy of deep love and connection, of compassion and empathy. As you're coming through all of this, notice the smile and happiness you feel inside, knowing how protected you are, how connected to humanity you are, how vibrant you are, how filled with unconditional love you are. And notice your soul smiling because you have accepted the love and connection, and because you know you've made a choice to expand love and connection, to control empathy. And these things have been indelibly imprinted on your heart chakra. Notice the sensation of joy throughout your body. Lean into the positive energy from doing this meditation so that you and all others in this group will find your way to consistent and meaningful self-healing through love, compassion, and empathy. And in so doing, move into a life well lived. connect presently with each of the others in this meditation on an empathetic level now. Form an energetic circle of empathy with each of us. Points on that circle. Send love to each now. And send that loving sensation out to larger and larger circles of others, forming a unified connection with your fellow humans and the universe. Now that you've come through this beautiful meditation, notice how you feel in your body, how positive you feel. Take a moment to take 3 slow, deep breaths and feel love and compassion. And how wonderful it is to live a life filled with love, compassion, and empathy. We're honored for your journey into this place of understanding and growth with us tonight. Be present with yourself for a moment and then come back to the group when you're ready. All right.
All right, come back. Everyone's so relaxed. Such a powerful meditation again. Another powerful one.
Some of you may still be swimming in the ocean. I don't know. It's
Right.
My favorite ocean is in Hawaii. So I was in Hawaii for 30 minutes, last 30 minutes. That's great. This is a great meditation. Anybody? Go ahead.
No, it just was a really good meditation. I know we were floating around and we were in the ocean, but I felt even more grounded at the end.
Yes, me too. How do you feel, our new friend, Grisella? You're unmuted.
Hi. Thank you, Norman. This is such a treat. So nice.
glad you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun to do with people. We're colleagues. You do this stuff, and so it's always fun to show up and participate with.
Well, it's totally different experience when somebody is guiding you. You know that.
I know, right?
Yeah, of course I can do it every day, all day if I want to, but this is very different.
Yeah. The empathy gives us a chance to revisit love and compassion. We do these themes each week. We do a powerful emotional theme. Empathy is so closely related to love and compassion. And as we've discussed before, the way we ascend from the fear and duality of the 3-dimensional world into the 5D energetic quantum world that we're heading to is through love and compassion. This is it. This is how we drive fear out of our heart space. It's through love and compassion. So when I write the essay, I look at the research in psychology today and other psychological periodicals and what are the researchers saying and what are they. It was just kind of interesting. I always try and find both sides of the coin. And really the only, I was surprised that there was a counterpoint, that someone could believe that empathy wasn't a good thing. And it was only in the narrow construct of basing moral decisions on the emotions of
Mm.
feeling, so anyway,
Mm.
it was a fun topic, and I'm really glad you joined us, Kazalia.
Very good, Norm.
So, any other comments?
I can add something. It was just interesting how synchronicity works. Just a few days ago, I came across an article, and it's the first time I saw this term that was used, empathic narcissist. How can you put two together? I still cannot wrap my mind. And a psychologist was writing about how there is a category of narcissists who are empathic, and they can tune up and monitor the other person's feelings and emotions and use that against them. And
Wow.
I still don't understand, how can you put these two words together? Maybe observation, maybe experience, or a skillful, knowledge of people's emotion, but not empathy in this
They seem,
aspect.
yeah,
I'm not agreeing with that.
well, they seem mutually exclusive, but think about it for a minute. Like, I've been empathic, and I didn't know what to do with it when I was younger. I was on a ranch, I was in the Marines, and I would feel other people's feelings, and they felt very uncomfortable because I kind of knew something about them, and I could head them off at the pass. So I had a lot of conflict. Now imagine if you could use the feeling, understanding people better than they understand themselves because you feel them, and then gaslight them with their own. See what I mean?
Totally. Oh my God.
That's
Yeah.
where it's just like spiritual bypass, where people, they'll say love conquers all, but as with anything, things taken to their extreme. But imagine if you have an inside understanding of people. Some people don't understand their own feelings, and you're feeling their feelings, and they're confused because you know better than they do. And then if you realize that you have this gift and you use it to leverage other people, like I could see how it would come to pass. It seems mutually exclusive because someone who had the capability of being empathic, you'd think that they would feel sympathetic as well as empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
But there's all kinds of personality disorders nowadays. People manipulate. It's an interesting prospect, though. Just like the bad side of these articles on the bad side of empathy, right? So I think it's in line with that research that I stumbled onto, which is that there could be a negative side to empathy. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Empathetic narcissist.
Mhm. I can totally see it. I think I worked with people like that. It's like they find your weakness and then boom, they got you. Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So we're going to lead with love, right?
Lead with love and compassion. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's fear. So that empathetic narcissist has fear in their heart space.
Yeah. I was just going to ask you, did people kind of react to you when they maybe didn't know that you knew what you knew, but they had a negative reaction to you because somehow they knew something that you knew something that they didn't want you to know?
Yeah. And I would feel them, I've experienced all of the clairs, and I didn't understand it. I was clumsy.
Mhm.
I was clumsy and uneducated about my own gifts until it's only later in life that I begun to understand them myself. And so perhaps my clumsiness led to some of the conflict as well.
Yeah.
But feelings are messy, especially in a man's world.
Yeah.
You girls all get together and start cycling together and everything, But
What?
for guys, it's different. We
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah, you have to look always tough and manly. You don't talk about feelings, right?
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
Let's have a beer and talk about manly stuff.
That's right. You can punch harder. You know, here's the thing, and that's as we head into the age of Aquarius and into the quantum field, it's a feminine energy, and both men and women, because to a certain extent, women who have had to operate in a man's world to be successful, try to outman the men. We all have to learn to apply the subtle energies of the feminine and the goddess, and understand intuition and apply intuition and empathy. It's where we're headed, and it's at our own peril if we don't learn to harness and balance our feminine side.
I think it's about be more spiritual. Doesn't matter man or woman.
True.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, fun one. And I don't put me in a spot because I forgot what next week is, but we'll get the message out.
Well,
That's kinda
thank you
fun
so
every
much
week.
for having me.
Thank
It
you
was
for
really
joining us.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for a great meditation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope
Thanks, Don.
um
Thank you, Norm.
and see you next week.
Okay, thanks. Stay cool, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
You bet.